Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DC Improv. Before we get the show started, we do have a few brief announcements. Please make sure that all cell phones are on silent or vibrate, and that you keep your table talk down to a minimum. Now, if you're ready to get tonight's show started, let me hear you make some noise. Tonight, the DC Improv is proud to present the 5 Minutes to Funny Graduation Showcase, featuring 10 graduates of the DC Improv Comedy School. But first, your host. He travels all the way from Philadelphia to teach the class. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Chris Kosher.
Welcome. How are you guys? You're in a good mood, yes? Oh, this is a great show. I'm excited to be here. I hope you guys are too. Let's untangle this. There we go. All righty. We have such a good show tonight. 5 Minutes to Funny, the graduation show. You guys are here to see your friends and family, yes? Okay, this section more excited than... Yes. Yes. You guys, how many people are family? We got family here? Family of comedians? Yeah, that's about right for comics. Yeah, we don't really want our families involved. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to know about what we're saying about you. We got friends here. Yeah. Co-workers, good to have you guys here. It's going to be a great show. Like I said, thank you guys for turning your phones off. I know it's DC, nobody actually turns their phone off. Put it on vibrate. I know if everybody in DC actually did that, somewhere a building would get brighter. But I'm very lucky. I have AT&T for my service. I don't have to turn my phone off. It never interrupts anything. It's horrible. Who has AT&T? Let's bitch a little bit. Let's start the evening off a little bitching, shall we? Do you have AT&T? No. All right, you don't have to show off in front of me right away. Who has AT&T? Where am I? Yes, horrible, right? Terrible. Who said love it? Love it. Somebody works for AT&T back there. No, nobody loves any service. Let alone, oh yeah, AT&T. Oh, the way that I don't get bothered by those pesky incoming, outgoing calls. It can be such a nuisance. It's horrible, right, ma'am?
I missed that. Sorry.
Wow. We're 2 minutes into the show and you've already lost focus. All right, bring it back. Bring it back. I missed that. Hold on. Wait a minute. I heard the music and then I was dancing and I was like, oh. You have AT&T, right? Remember you raised your hand. I have AT&T. And then you're like, oh my God, what butterfly? Bring it back. Bring it back. Do you have AT&T? Yes. It's horrible, right? Don't you think that AT&T is horrible?
No, I like my service.
Do you like your service? Do you get service? Because if I'm standing at the antenna tower with my foot up against the big rusty pole, 1 bar. That is the best signal. What are you paying a month? Maybe you get better because you pay better.
$500.
What? No. Now I know people are really impressed by you. Hold on, I'll find out why. That's really a lie. Yeah. Yeah. We may have a millionaire in our amongst. Why? $500? Oh. Okay, all right. Hey, me too, all right? I'm trying as hard as I can. Right now, it's an uphill battle. So what do you pay, really? Okay, I pay $89.99, $90 for a clock. That's what I have. I have the AT&T wireless watch. I shove it in my pocket. It's horrible. What if you need it? That's what I worry about. Something happens, right? You're in an accident, you're upside down in a ditch, gas spraying everywhere. Oh, shit, I got to call the cops. Oh, no signal. 718, that's good to know. That'll save the coroner a step right there. That's his lucky day. Guess I'll just play Snake until I die. It's good to see you guys. You guys look good. You are all dressed up, man. That is awesome for you. And the women, by the way, guys, please give me a round of applause for the women. Look fantastic. Yes, it's summer in D.C. The women are back. We have our women back. Are you acting like you're cold? Don't act like you're cold. I don't see. That's what we don't want. I don't like it when D.C. gets cold because the women disappear. I've been here February. There's just noses walking around. Everything's wrapped up, hats, mittens, scarves. Hey, cute nose. I'm a dude. All right, sorry. A very attractive nose for a man. We love it, right? Spring comes around. Ah, the unveiling of the women. How great is that? That first 65-degree day. Ooh, the 2012s are here. Oh, boy, you know. The knees and elbows. We get horny like Amish. You know, it's awesome. The ankles are here. The ankles are here. Circle the buggies. We're churning butter tonight. The ankles are here. I know that's a crappy Amish impression. You don't have to judge me, sir, please. Are you part Amish? I apologize. On your mother's side, yeah. I told him, I said, we should do it in a dark barn. This lighting's going to piss him off, you know what I mean? But no, we want to... It's happy. It's wonderful, isn't it, having the women back? Yeah, man. I don't know. I worry about people that start dating in January, February. Because then you get to spring and you find out what you got. Yeah, that could be a wake-up. Oh, shit, those weren't snow pants? Oh, no, you know. That's not a down vest. That's your physique. All right. I should have known nobody has back abs. That was my mistake. But for those of us who like to look, it's a wonderful time. I got yelled at a show. A lady yelled at me at a show. She goes, I saw your ring. You're married. She goes, what's a married man looking at women for? I don't know. My dog can't drive. He chases cars. I think it's fine for married men to look, right? Is it? Well, okay, I don't believe you. Is it okay or no? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Your husband does. We all do. All men look. Yeah, if you don't know, it just means he's good at it. You know what I mean? Does he ever carry a truck mirror with him for no apparent reason? He's just you're the light of my life, but right now you're in my light. So if you could scooch back a couple of steps there. Now, we all look. That's who we are. Like, how long you married? Oh, you're not married. You just pissed me. You just with a hypothetical husband? You tried to shut me down. Oh, man, not even a if my imaginary future husbands. You were boxing yourself out of a lot of guys, because we all look. And women look, too. You check guys out, right? Yeah, and you know, we're married. Where's a married woman here? Let me talk to a married woman. Wow, none? Really? No. There we go. Hi, how you doing? This your husband right here? Yeah, he looks at other women, right? Yes. Is he slick? No. Let's be honest. No guy is slick. We all look, none of us are slick. Every once in a while, you meet a guy swap. Boom, boom, he's got everything he needs. Oh, yeah, that just says, hi, I'm staring at your boobs. That's what those guys just say. They might as well just say boob inspector right there on the, yeah. The women know. Here's how bad I am. I walked into a fence one time. I was staring at a woman, it was a bunch of years ago. I was staring at a woman so intently, and not my fault. Don't judge me. Not my fault. She was wearing a white gauzy dress. You know the kind where, like, if the sun is just right or your friend brings a car around and flips on the high beams, you can kind of see through. And I'm staring at her and just boom, right into a chain link fence. I didn't even care. Like, you're pretty. There's a fence here. You know. My daughter, whose hand I was holding, was a little more pissed. She, at the bouncy part, I took her right into the post. There's nothing like seeing your kid curse like a plumber. There is. But women look too. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes. Yeah. Are you married? Yes. She was. Again, you have no defense. You have. I taught my wife looking. I said to her, I got so mad. I was like, you pull a stunt like that 7,000 more times, we're even. You know, that's. You know, she was looking at the UPS guy. Fan club over on this side. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Down I go. Is it here? Women love the UPS guy. As excited as men get about spring, women get twice as excited because it means those stupid brown shorts are coming back out. Oh, he was here today. He had on those chocolate hot pants that turned my crank. Did he have the tall socks that come right up to the kneecap? It's never the mailman, is it? No. Because a mailman's too much like a husband. He's there every day, bringing the same old crap. The UPS guy, special. He's got a package. I asked her to show one, and I went, hey, how about a FedEx guy? Some lady goes, no, they come too fast. I did not get right away. So yes, we look. It's not like I would know what to do. I can look all I want. I've been married almost 20 years. I can look as much. I got nowhere to go. I was at Trader Joe's. I was at Trader Joe's, and I said something to a lady. I thought I was just being funny. She had some weird shit in her cart, and I just said something offhanded, and I guess it came off flirty. And she turns to me and says something flirty back, and I was like, oh, that's all I have. You know what I mean? I don't really play anymore. So the ball rolled out. I threw it back onto the court. I don't really know this game. This is from Modell's. I'm not on the team. So we look. It's okay. Sometimes, by the way, ladies, sometimes we look and it's your fault. Sometimes, oh yeah. I was out in Vegas. Where are the women who've been to Vegas? How did I know? Are we not still there? Then why am I drinking out of a giant penis? Did you kick it up a notch when you were in Vegas? Oh, yeah. Women will wear stuff in Las Vegas they wouldn't take a shower in Washington, D.C. Women will walk out on the streets of Las Vegas. I had a woman get on the escalator in front of me wearing, I want to say, a miniskirt. I think it was the belt that was intended for the miniskirts. All I know is we got to the top of the escalator. I was like, miss, I think I owe you money. Way better than the Blue Man Group. So yes, we look. And your future husband will look too. And it's okay because he will check you out. Yes, he will absolutely check you out. How long are you guys married? 9 years. 9 years today? Oh, that's awesome. Give her a round of applause. It's an anniversary. Yes. Very nice. Yes. And you know he checks you out, right?
I'm sorry?
He checks you out. You know that, right? Yeah. You ever check her out by accident? I'll explain it. It's the greatest moment in a married man's life, accidentally checking out your own wife. Happened to me. It was a parent-teacher conference. My wife said, I'm going to be late. You wait for me in the lobby. Then she got there ahead of me. So I didn't know she was there, so I'm being a good husband, walking around, checking out the other hot moms, you know. I'm like, ooh, look at that ass. Wait a minute, I know that ass. Oh, my God, I married that ass. All right. High five. I'd hit that. I do hit that. It was like hitting the lottery twice with the same ticket. You know what it is? I check her out all the time. It's embarrassing. We were in the kitchen the other day. My wife bent over. I looked down her shirt. I've been married, like I said, almost 20 years. I could probably just ask her to see them. You know what I mean? Really. We're at that comfort level. Are you going to see your tits? Yeah, why? When I get something on them, if there's something on my tit, just reach over and flick it off, you weirdo. Something better about seeing it by accident. By the way, he's a good guy, right? He's a good guy. For the most part. You know why I said it? Because he didn't even try to answer. I asked you how long you were married. He looked at like a puppet. And so that's smart. No, that's exactly it. You can't. No, maybe he can remember. Maybe he thinks he knows, but he's smart. He's hedging his bets. Somebody asked me a couple's question. I look at my wife like she's my interpreter. Because I know I'll get it wrong. You won't know you got it wrong. You know this by now, right? You don't know. No. Women don't arrest us at the scene of the crime. They save that information for the big sting operation they got going down. Just putting it away like squirrels of hatred. I love you. This will be back. That's for the Super Bowl. That's great. 9 years together. Everything's good. You know what's great about that? Here's the best part. You fight. You still have arguments, right? 9 years in. But they don't matter. Where the hell are you going after 9 years? You know what I mean? Like I said, 20 years. Well, I can get as mad as I want. Fuck you, I'm out of here. I'll write it back. Got out to the car. I realized without you, I don't know where my wallet or keys are. So, unless you want to stomp out with me. Then you make up and have the best sex in the world. Yeah. I start arguments with my pants around my ankles. You ever try that? Just shuffling in. I hate your mom. Woo! Let's go. I'm not too proud to fight for sex. Not now. Not now that we have a kid. Once you have kids, you guys have kids? Yeah. Changes the whole dynamic. I thought there would be no spontaneity in our sex life. Once you have a kid, there's nothing but spontaneity. My wife and I are having sex now. It's a total surprise to both of us. Foreplay's done. There's no time for knock, knock, doctor's here. Oh, my bad boy. My UPS outfit is in storage. I work sex now like a quarterback in a hurry-up offense. Just pacing around the house, looking for my daughter, the defense, to get distracted. Hey, she went upstairs to watch TV. Honey, get in. I'm calling an audible. Hustle, hustle. Laundry room, position 3. Keep an eye on the door. All right. I've been wearing a skirt around the house just to cut the hang time. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to get out of here. We're going to get this rolling. So that's my job. My job is to prime the pump, man. Get you guys going, get you focused. Everybody's got their food, everybody's got their drinks, right? You guys are ready, yes? Give me a little more than that. These guys have worked hard to put these shows together. Let me hear you. You guys ready? All righty. So here's the deal, man. These guys have all worked really, really hard on putting their acts together. This is not a competition. I know you guys know that, but I always tell that. So it's not your friend. Boo! Bring my friend back. I'm drunk. No, no, nobody needs that, all right? Just enjoy everybody. They've all worked their asses off to be here, and I'm excited for them, and I want you guys to be excited for them, too. This is our list, man. So what I do is I just randomly close my eyes and point, and that's who we're bringing up. Now, that would suck. Wouldn't that scare the shit out of them? They're all lined up like, oh, go. But I'm going to bring these guys up, and you guys are going to go crazy for me, right? Let's do a fake one. Let's do a fake introduction. Are you guys ready? We'll practice. You guys ready? You ready? Your future husband may be coming out. So, very excited about it. If he checks you out, don't be mad at him, all right? He's not your husband yet, all right? All right, so here, imagine the next person coming out. Ba, 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 ba. All right. That's what I want you to do. Let's get things started. Let's welcome your first act this evening. Let's welcome Hutch.
Thanks very much, Chris. Chris did actually say this isn't a competition, but just to put you all straight, I am first. First act, that is. So. Anyway, Chris, I just wanted to clear a few more things up. There was actually my wife you were talking to earlier, Erin over there. You asked if she had ATT. Actually, she's got ADHD. And the HD is high definition. So, yeah, you asked her a question and she zoned out. Imagine what it's like for me when I get home every night, especially when The Bachelorette's on. And I mean, it's, yeah. And you also asked if she got good service. I can tell you she gets excellent service. 7 nights a week. So I just wanted to clear all that up anyway, before we get going. So, actually, no, there is one other thing, Chris. I want to know why I'm first. Like, why was I, because we had four rehearsals before this, and I'm actually not very funny, and the other guys are hilarious. And I was sitting in the car and I was driving down here and I was thinking, like, why has he put me first? And then suddenly it dawned on me, actually, this show's called 5 Minutes to Funny. So I'm thinking, well, that kind of implies that the first 5 minutes probably isn't funny. So, anyway, that was it. Thanks very much, guys. Oh, I'm just kidding. There is a little bit more. So my name's Hutch, and Starsky couldn't make it tonight, I'm afraid, so I'm here on my own. That is actually my real name. I guess if I wasn't American, I'd probably be called Hutch Hutchins, but that's just what it is. So, yeah, so in case you can't tell by my accent, I'm a Brit. And any other Brits here tonight? No. Yeah, right. I know that's not true. So, actually, one thing since I came over to the US that amazed me was the British accent really does go a long way. I moved over here. I called my mum last night and I told her I was doing stand-up. She said, "Why are you doing comedy? You've never been funny." She goes, "That's why you trained as an accountant." I was like, but then she did say, well, she said your accent should get you away with it. So, But yeah, I never really get compliments, not even from my wife. But since I came over here, it's like people have said I have integrity, they said I have authority, and they even say I have sophistication. Little do they know, I'm actually a fucking arsehole. And actually most of the rest of the Brits are as well, to be honest. In fact, we're actually a nation of alcoholics. I don't know if any of you have seen a TV show called Booze Britain. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. If you think Jersey Shore's bad, this is even worse. In fact, one thing it doesn't have that Jersey Shore does have is the suntans. Most of the Brits are pretty white and pasty, a bit like kind of Wayne Rooney. But yeah, so basically every Friday night they're tracing these alcoholics going around these different, shitty towns in England, and it's yeah. The strapline for the show is lifting the lid on Britain's booze epidemic. It's like epidemic. Think about it. Like 2,500 people are dying every day in Africa of like tuberculosis. In England, it's like we don't have real diseases anymore. We've kind of created these things. We have liver disease, and yeah, it's really, really bad. But it's funny. The women are actually worse than the guys. Has any of you heard of a place called Essex in England? Yeah, it's terrible. It's where you heard of the chef Jamie Oliver? I mean, God, that guy is something else. I can't understand why Americans have embraced a British chef. Have you ever eaten English food? It's terrible. And worse still, he actually, he makes cheap, student food. And it is a recipe for disaster. So I was watching him a couple of nights ago, and he was attempting to make an omelette. So I'll just do a quick sort of recap of what it was like. So basically, what you do is you get 3 eggs and you stick them in the pan, and then you mix it all up. And most people put in salt and pepper, but bollocks to that. I just shake the egg. You don't need real salt and pepper. Just use whatever. Just chuck it all in, mix it all up. And as he was saying all this egg was kind of starting to congeal. He goes, "Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry. That's no problem." And he completely screwed it up. So he couldn't even make a fucking omelette. It's like, so I was thinking, imagine what he's like with his kids. Imagine teaching his son the birds and the bees. Yeah. So what you want to do, son, is take care when you take it out. Give it a nice rub till it's it's nice and hard. If it gets a little bit cheesy, that's fine. Just rub it off with a cloth. Rub it with a cloth, and then usually I'll stick it in for about 3 to 5 minutes. But it's up to you. You can stick it in for longer if you want. That's no problem. Keep it in there, and you might want to just take it out and check that it's it's the right colour, and if there's anything on it, just obviously give it a rub down, and if it gets nice and moist, just clean it off, and Bob's your uncle. So I was like, I flicked the channel when I saw that. It's terrible. Terrible. But anyway, quickly, just going back to Essex girls. When I was a kid, I used to work in a dry cleaners, and this girl came in. What was her name? Chlamydia was her name, and she came in and she dropped off her laundry, and she said to me, "I'll be back tomorrow to pick up my dress." Didn't understand a word she said. So I responded, "Come again?" She goes, "Nah." She goes, "This time it's mayonnaise." That's all from me. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Hutch, I did not know that you were his wife. I apologize. Hutch is also a soccer hooligan, so get the crap kicked out of me after the show. Good. All right, you guys keep. I'm going to keep it rolling, right? You guys are ready to keep it moving? All right, let's welcome our next act. Please welcome Bernice Harleston.
Short people got nobody. Randy Newman. So there's a joke that I liked when I was a kid. It goes like this. Guy goes to see a doctor, and the doctor comes out and he says, "I got bad news and I got worse news." The guy says to the doctor, "Well, what's the bad news?" The doctor says, "You got cancer." So the guy says, "Well, what's the worst news?" And he said, I think you got Alzheimer's. So the man thinks for a minute. He goes, well, at least I don't have cancer. So about 7 years ago, I went to see the doctor, and the doctor comes out, and he says, Bernice, you got cancer. And I start laughing. I'm like, yeah, I know this joke. Doc, I tell this joke, man. So just about the same time, I'm saying, well, give me the worst news. He says, I got Alzheimer's. And he says, you're probably going to die. And I'm thinking, that's not how the joke goes. Well, I didn't die, and actually my doctor said, don't punish yourself. Just think of it kind of like the lottery. But I had a hard time equating a chance to win $250 million with getting cancer. Call me crazy. So I go down to the hospital gift shop, and I look for a ribbon, and I'm looking in the case, and I don't see what I'm looking for. So I asked the woman, can you show me the stomach cancer ribbon? And she comes over, and she's like, no one's ever asked for one of those before. But that's okay, we can make a hybrid. And she pulls out a kidney, and she puts a liver, and she's like, your stomach's in the middle. How's that look? And I said, like a Scottish snack? I don't know, what are you asking me? So I go see the social worker, and I said, I'm looking for a stomach cancer support group. And suddenly it's like I'm Katie Couric, and she's Sarah Palin. She's like, I'll try to find some, and I'll get back to you. Well, so you start beating the odds, and you're getting out, and you see friends you haven't seen for a while, and they come up to you, and they're like, how are you doing? I said, I'm doing pretty good, I'm beating the odds, I'm getting out. And so they say, well, that's great because, we heard and we were worried, and like we thought. And you're like, yeah, no, but I'm beating the odds, and I'm getting out. And the whole time, they're staring at my stomach, It's like they expect, a gooey alien to just, like, pop out and extend its slimy hand or something. And it got so bad, I had to start going, hey, my boobs are up here. I mean, well, if I had boobs, they'd be up here. I didn't even get the kind where after you get the awesome strippers rack. Now, to me, that would have been like the lottery. I don't even like the word survivor, so I'm going to try out a couple things on you tonight, okay? Is that okay? All right. I treated cancer like I was a commerce secretary driving in L.A. It was a multiple hit and run. And then it retired. All right, how about this one? I treated cancer like it was homeless and I was on bath salts. I kicked the crap out of him and I chewed his face off. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, as a cancer survivor, I just have one pet peeve, and that's this. It really annoys me when people use the word cancer as an analogy for something else. In the words of my GOP fantasy, Herman Cain, let's just let cancer be cancer, okay? It's the 40th anniversary of Watergate, and you guys all remember that phrase, there's a cancer on the White House. Seriously? How about this? There's a weasel in the White House with a bunch of clowns for associates. That's how that works? And somewhere in a zoo right now, there's a weasel going, hey, can't we just let weasels be weasels? I mean, that guy was a slime bag. That's my time. You've been fabulous. Thank you very much.
Bernice Harleston. Oh my gosh. I am so. By the way, you guys, I forgot. I've been here a million times. I don't know why I didn't get dinner here. The food here is great, right? Food here is awesome. Stop. You know where I ate on the way down? Golden Corral, because I live. Have you been to Golden Corral? Oh my God, Golden Corral. If you guys know what Golden Corral is? Chocolate waterfall. Here's what they've added to the Golden Corral all-you-can-eat buffet: cotton candy. Do they not know that cotton candy is always all you can eat? Nobody ever wants more. Oh my God, did they have more cotton candy? I need more insulation on a toilet paper tube. I still have a molar left. It's horrible. Have you been to the Golden Corral, sir? Yeah, he's laughing like he ate there tonight. Did you eat at the Golden Corral? Have you ever? Yeah, it's good here. Have you ever seen the commercials for Golden Corral? The worst looking actors I've ever seen. They went through all these headshots going, way too attractive for our demographic. Who's not gonna... Is there anybody here who's going through a windshield? Ooh, you're in. This guy, yeah. See, I do a joke, and specifically I'll find one or two people who get it, and that's how I work. If I could just get you to follow me, that's what I need. All right, let's keep things moving. All right, you guys ready for more? Yes? All right, let's please welcome Joseph Shadyac. Joseph!
Thank you so much. I just got back from a pilgrimage to my old country. Anybody else here from New Jersey? Oh, awesome. You know, it's great. I mean, it's kind of a foreign place. You know, it's one of the few areas in our country that, you know, kids can grow up and have friends from everywhere. I mean, friends from like the suburbs, cities, brothels. And hey, you know, some people can afford a Jersey Shore house. Others a Jersey whorehouse. So let me take you down memory lane. When I was about 11 years old, I had a next door neighbor, Nicky, and he had everything a boy could want. I mean, he had a loyal puppy, he had like a brand new Nintendo, and he had a pimp for a dad, you know? No, I mean, really, you laugh, but no, he was a real pimp. And he was like any other pimp. I mean, he was like kind of like a women's basketball coach, you know, constantly yelling at girls and teaching them how to play with balls. And he was a pioneer, you know? I mean, he was the first guy in our neighborhood to get a membership to BJ's. And, you know, he was like the rest of us. You know, we kind of got disappointed over the false advertising, but he made sure that his house never had a shortage of milk, cheese, or condoms. And I tell you, Nicky's house smelled so good after a big sale on douche. And it can't all be gems, right? But we were smart kids, and we would take notice to this, you know. Hey, is that perfume Gucci? Nah, the box says Ducci, you know. So that's a good knockoff. So and Nicky's dad, he was kind of like a visionary, you know. Even though he catered to like a lot of male customers, he wanted to break into like the female customers, you know, the untapped resources. So to help him do that, he had his cousin Dan working for him, and Dan had a big dick. I mean, not big like mine, but big like a donkey, you know? Not a donkey's dick, the actual donkey. I mean, this thing was huge, you know? And he loved his dick. I mean, he would hug it, squeeze it. It was like his own personal body pillow, you know? And the thing about Dan, though, is that he was ugly. I mean, he looked like Sloth from the Goonies, you know? So instead of like, I love you, Chuck, it was more like, I love you, cock, you know? And you like that one, huh? But you know, Nicky's dad was strategic, so he knew that this ugliness could scare some women away. So he would strategically place this mascot helmet over Dan's face, and then put a T-shirt that said "Big Dick Dan." I mean, how cliche is that? Big Dick Dan. Could you imagine if every guy had a nickname based on his dick premise? You know, his scars. Let me rewind that. His nickname for his dick size. I mean, could you imagine? We're like, hey, there's medium dick Mike. There goes large dick Larry. Hey, tiny dick Tim.
God bless us, everyone.
Oh, he did. He just forgot about you. And Dan was famous. I mean, girls came from all over. I mean, one day we had this group of college girls come over. Ding dong. Hi, I'm Vicky. My sorority sisters and I are on a photo scavenger hunt. Big Dick Dan here. And they would come in, see it, like, oh my God, wrap it like a koala. Oh, get my good side, Vicky. Oh, you know, walk around, give us a donkey around the living room and everything. And, I mean, could you imagine how horrifying if Vicky's mom saw one of these photos? Vicky! You found your daddy. So So, he was always on point with trying to get people into the house. And you would think that, being, 11-year-old boys, it was like an endangered environment to be in there. But we were 11-year-old boys. We were oblivious to the world around us. I mean, the only thing we cared about was comic books, video games, and making water balloons out of condoms. Like, hey, Vicky, heads up. It's like prom night, And I didn't mind hanging out with Nikki. I mean, after all, I was like this oddball little half-Irish, half-Lebanese kid who had problems pronouncing words and making new friends. I mean, remember that time when you had to go in front of a class and introduce yourself? Hi, my name is Joey. I'm 11 years old. I'm half Irish, half lesbian. And while everybody laughs at me, here comes Nicky, the only kid in the class, grabs his arm around me and says, hey, brother, my name's Nicky. You want to come over to my house, play some video games? I could even introduce you to a couple of full-blooded lesbians. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Enjoy.
Joseph Shiniak! Joseph Shiniak! All right, let's keep things rolling. You guys are ready, right? Boom, energy up. All right, let's please welcome Supak. Supak!
Good evening, everyone. So let me move it so you can see me better. I have a few friends here tonight, although some of them may not speak English, but hey, it's all count. Thank you. When talking about Asians, people think Asians is kind of weird. We're not weird, we're just different. Asian people think it's sick, it's beautiful. But if you're getting paid while doing it, it can get better. Oh, yeah, baby. Me so horny. I loved you long time. I grew up in the countryside of Thailand. Didn't grow up with a toilet. Everything there is so natural. Want to talk about watermelon? It's like, recycling there. If you have watermelon, if you go behind the bush, do your business, 3 months later you go back, you have another watermelon. That's recycling there. I grown up very poor, can't afford the medications. Want to find out if you have diabetes? It's to go pee on the sand. If ants come eat your pee, bingo, you have diabetes. If you ever been to Thailand, Thailand's have a lot of street dogs. Some of them were very, very happy. One time I saw a young female street dog laying on the ground, licking at her cherry pop. What a lucky dog! I wish I could do that. I would never leave home. If I be able to lick myself, I'll give up on battery. Thank you. Have you ever be on the phone when you go to toilet? Not a good idea. Last time I did that, it was very messy. I was concentrating on my conversations. I spit a gum in the paper. A few minutes later, I wipe myself with the same paper. Next thing I know, I got a piece of gum stuck in my poopy hair. Did that ever happen to you? You know how it is. Good luck trying to get it off. Is anybody over here using iPad? iPod? How about iPhone? Let me tell you, nothing beats iPussy. If you have iPussy, you get the rest. American slang, it's very, very hard to understand, especially the person like me who English is a second language. I remember wanting a boot that come above your knees. I come from the country where we wear sandal. I thought it was very pretty. I asked my friend, hey, you know what that boot called? And he said, yeah, that called come fuck me boot. All right, I saved enough money. I went to the store, asked the clerk, excuse me, do you have come fuck me boot? He looked at me and a big smile on his face. He said, sorry, we don't, but how about dinner and movie boot? This is what I mean. If you just point it out, tell me there's a horror boot, I would have get it. Don't make it sound like a brand name or something. Get people confused. When I came to America the first time I landed at JFK Airport, I had to be in the line trying to get my passport stamped at the immigration. Immigration officer asked me, please place your left index finger on the scanner. Left index finger? I don't even know what the index finger is. So I asked him, excuse me, sir, index finger is this one or this one? You should have seen people from my line moving it into the other line. This would take a long, long time. After a few apologies, he let me go. That's why I'm here tonight, sharing this with you. Thank you so much.
Tupac, thank you so much. Keep going, Tupac. Yeah, I had it happen. You guys never with a gum? No? All right. I'm a little ADD. I forget what's in one hand. Ooh, next thing you know, there we go. All right, let's keep things moving, right? Oh, wait. Oh, I've lost faith in you guys. You guys ready for more? All right, let's please welcome Rick Earhart. Rick!
Hey, everybody. We're all new to comedy here. They say the best way to write jokes or to do anything creative is to be relaxed, to be taking a shower, or to be sitting on the toilet. That's why I wrote all these jokes while I was taking a dump in the shower. You're going to have to bear with me on this next joke. I wrote it a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know if it still makes sense. Chris said we should have our act set in stone, so I'll give it a try. What do you guys think the Supreme Court will decide on this healthcare case? Yeah, I don't know either. But I think they're going to have to withhold it based on Congress's power of taxation. Thanks for bearing with me on that one. We've seen all these studies saying how dangerous it is for people to sit nowadays, how we should get up every 20 minutes and walk around, how sitting is killing us, we should all have standing desks at work. It's really just more bad news for quadriplegics. I recently signed up for a service called 23andMe. It's a DNA testing service to tell you about your genetic heritage and predispositions. I was hoping that I wasn't related to my parents, but that didn't work out. I did find out a few important facts. I have a predisposition to male pattern balding. Have to watch out for that. Also found out that I'm 0.5% black. This is true. Woohoo! So it's cool if I use the N-word up here. You can tell I'm comfortable with it because I call it the N-word. Also turns out that I'm 0.5% Asian, which I think equals out with my black side to give me a relatively average-sized penis. It's crazy to think that 0.5% would make any difference to who I am. I was telling my friends at lunch as I was having a grape soda and egg rolls.
Great drink.
I'm originally from New Orleans. Anyone here from New Orleans? Because I'm only 0.5% black, our house, when Katrina hit, only received minimal damage. Actually, that's not true. The house was completely destroyed. It's just that everything worked out fine because I'm white. So they just recently finished building up the levee system in New Orleans. After 7 years, they say they now have it to 100-year protection. This means that for every given year, there's a 1% chance of the levees being breached. Or from my perspective, being 0.5% black, I have a 1 in 20,000 chance of being abandoned at the Superdome. Relatively safe. Any Al-Qaeda in the audience? Sometimes you can catch them. So Osama bin Laden, before he died, he had the idea of rebranding Al-Qaeda. He wanted to add a little more sparkle to it. I think that's a good idea. I had a few ideas for that. Instead of Al-Qaeda, call it I-Qaeda. Everyone who joins gets a free iPad. I think that would help with recruitment, and you could train suicide bombers by having them play Angry Birds. They could get into social networking. That's popular with the kids. They could call their site coveryourfacebook.com. Jihadists could update their profile with "not dead yet." Or if they wanted to be even more feared and hated, you'd never know when they'd show up. They could just change their name to Comcast. Thank you very much.
Rick Earhart! Earhart, you guys have fun, right? You guys are awesome, man. You're doing a great job. We have our third. This is the first time I've had 3 people with 1 names. These guys, yeah. So we have 3 one-name acts tonight, and this is bringing up our third. Please welcome Shatanya.
Beautiful.
How's everybody doing tonight? Good. My name is Shatanya. I moved here from a place called Scranton, Pennsylvania. You might have heard of it from the TV show. What? Excuse me? You may have heard of it from the TV show The Office. Yeah. That's fiction. Yeah. There aren't that many employed black people in Scranton. Now, Scranton's a place that you don't necessarily have to have any goals. You're fine. Basically, all you need is a pulse, a heartbeat, and the desire to do nothing with either one of them. Yep. Let's see. It's a predominantly white town, which, I'm fine with white people. I'm all right with you. So far. No, but it's not just your typical white people. They're not progressively thinking white people. Let's see. This is, let's see, how can I put this delicately? This is white trash. Yeah. So I had these neighbors that lived across the street from me, and they used to get into fights 3 to 4 times a week, and they would call the cops on each other, but then by the time the cops get there, they had either made up or get upset with the cops when they realized that one of them was going fuck to jail. So the cop would roll up, you know, and would talk to her. She'd come outside. She may or may not have all her teeth in. And apparently he was into hip hop. So he had, his pants were baggy, and he had a very dingy wife beater on for a reason. Yeah. So the cop would pull her aside and say, well, what happened, Misty? She would say, well, he pulled me down, and he stomped me, and he punched me, and he hit me right here in my head, officer. Yeah. So the officer would go over to the white dude. I call him Mark. I think his name was Mark. I'm not sure particularly what his name was, but anyway, he's there with his baggy pants, his wife beater, and he goes, yeah, I stomped her because she was acting like a hooch. Yeah. She said, baby, why did you hit me so hard that time? You really choked me. You really hurt me that time, baby. Well, baby, it's because I love you. Yeah. Yeah, so then they realized that the cop was going to take one of them to jail, and then they realized how much they love each other. You know, you have the kids over here crying. He's over here. Excuse me. He's over here getting upset because he's realizing that he's going to jail for the night. So I moved from Scranton a few years ago, and I moved into the suburbs. I didn't realize that I was not going to be able to do one of my favorite things in the world when I moved to the suburbs, and that was smoking weed. I thought it'd be fine. I would find my weed, good, I'd be fine. You know, it got to the point where, you know, I'm going to all the regular places where I'm thinking that, you know, you can go and score some weed. You know, I'd go to the soccer matches, looking for the white lady from Weeds, couldn't find her. Yeah. I'm posting up in the grocery store, 2 o'clock in the morning in the snack aisle. No weed heads. I thought I had found my connection, y'all. I swear I thought this was her. I pulled up behind this woman. She was in a soccer van, and she had this sticker on the back of her vehicle. And I said, oh my God, this is perfect. I thought it was like Peapod delivering weed or something. And they said, no, man, why are you following this white woman? I said, well, shit, I didn't know. I thought, fuck, I'm in the suburbs. I'm thinking I'm going to find my weed. So, yeah, so that didn't work. And then she dropped the charges and everything, thankfully. Yeah. It was close. Very, very close. Yeah. So after I got out of the police station, I'm sitting there in the car, and I'm thinking, damn, I just really have to get my shit together. What am I going to do? I thought about it for a minute, and I thought, you know what? I'll do what all white women in suburbia do. Perfect. Faked the injury and got on prescription drugs. It's perfect. 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 Yeah. Yeah, so that didn't work because, you know, my co-pays are high. Prescriptions cost too much. So I thought I thought my prayers were answered, but I realized that prescription drugs are nothing but another addiction. So I decided, you know what I'm going to do, y'all? Hold on a minute. Oh, shit. Fuck, I forgot. I forgot. I guess that's the effects of marijuana. So I stand before you tonight as a drug-free marijuana, ex-marijuana smoker, to tell you, don't do drugs, y'all. You forget shit. You end up.
Tanya. Tanya, that is a good lesson for you guys. Don't do drugs unless your doctor gives them to you. Then have at it, won't you? Oh, man. By the way, did anybody get out today? It was beautiful out today, yes? It's awesome. We got out, got a little workout. Anybody working out? We got people working out? Woo! What are you doing? What are you guys doing? What are you doing?
Elliptical machine.
Elliptical machine. Oh, working out. Seriously, come on now. No, kidding. Where'd you go? What do you do? What gym?
My dad's law firm's office.
Wow, this is DC, isn't it? My dad has an law firm, and there's an office there, and I have an elliptical machine. That's so awesome. And then I made his secretary bring me water because I'm sweaty, and I was in my parents' basement, lifting shit up, lifting heavy boxes. God damn, I love DC. I love that. I was at World Gym today. You guys know World Gym? You know what World Gym? You know what it is? Like Meathead Gym. I don't know why. I joined this place. It's dry. I got to get out of there. I got to do something else. But I got like another half a year. These guys, you ever been to like a World Gym? It's all the guys like Monster. Like I got beautiful women in my gym. These guys don't even notice. Honest to God, you could be walking by topless. Like, excuse me, could you get your tits out of the way? I'm trying to look at my pecs. So I go, they'll stand there like a steroid-driven canary. I saw one guy. This is true. Putting the moves on his own reflection. I'm not. I got the helper guy in my gym. So you don't get this at the law office. I got the guy that wants to help you more than you feel comfortable with. Hey, you need a hand? You want me to spot you? It's like, oh, I'm showering, so I'm okay. Go ahead and stand here with my back pressed firmly against the tile wall until I hear your car start. All right, let's keep things moving. Yes. This guy actually took a class with me down in Easton, Maryland, and he came out and did this class. Let's please welcome Tim Longmire.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me unwrap this here. Reminds me of that movie I made. Let me take this off there. So, my friends asked me, they said, why are you taking this class? Why are you taking this class? And I said, well, it's on my bucket list, for number one. Number two is I'm taking the class because it was a dare. I had talked about this for years. I would do stand up. So finally my friend said, look, either do it or shut the fuck up. So here I am. And the third reason is it qualified for community service. So I only have 99 hours and 55 minutes left to go. And the reason being is because I'm a recovering asshole. And truthfully I am. And I'm actually in anger management classes right now. I really am. And it's going real well. And if you don't laugh, I will fucking kill you. I will. All this. Maybe now I got all of it. So last year, my friend Steve blew his back out, and he had back surgery. So I go to the hospital and I check him out, and I'm looking at him, and he's got a catheter. He's pissing in a bag. He's got drool running out of his mouth. He's got an IV, and I'm like, you fucking lucky bastard! You get out of work. And I was like, man, fucking lucky. And then I'm like, man, I wish something could happen to me. 2 months later, I go in for a hearing test. Doc says, hey, your hearing's dropping off a lot sooner than what it should. And he says, I want to send you in for an MRI to rule out a brain tumor. And I'm like, fuck, Doc, I'm 43. I ain't got a brain tumor. I come back a week later. All of a sudden, he pulls into the films and he turns it into Richard Dawson. Show me brain tumor. And there it was. I had a brain tumor. Had it for 10 years. Didn't realize it. He tells me, I'm like, how did you know how long I was married? He's like, really? And I said, really? That's the wish you give me? Not the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip? Not the three-way before I get married? A fucking brain tumor? Thank you. Wow. That was really nice of them. So I get the procedure, and I go in. They set me up for the appointment. And what's nice about the brain tumor, this is a really nice thing. He says, but there's good news. I'm like, what? There's good news with a brain tumor? He says, yeah. He goes, it's benign. And I said, it's French? French? It's fine. So he says, yeah, you get to move to the head of the line. So I had like the easy pass at Disney World for brain surgery. So it was great. So I get set up for the doctor's appointment, and the doctor's names are Eisenman and Eiserberg. So I didn't know if I was having a procedure or getting sued. But the thing is then when I found out about this, I went into a deep depression. I really did. And it wasn't like the deep depression where you lay around and you eat and you watch TV. No, mine was anger. And I destroyed almost every relationship I had. My wife, my friends, my family. So bad that the day of, when my wife went to the hospital to come and visit me, she had a panic attack on the highway. That's how bad it was. So she had to dial 911, have an ambulance come and pick her up, bring her to the same hospital that I'm at, and she's getting more visitors than I am. Yeah, just goes to show you, I am an asshole. And on top of that, I'm getting her leftover flowers sent to my room. I'm like, that's great. You know, smelling seconds. So then I get out of surgery. You think that's funny? Yeah, sloppy sex. I get the secondhand flowers. So I get out of the surgery, and they tell me that we had to take the nerve. You're completely deaf in this ear. So if everybody's going to heckle, I need you to get on this side of the stage, and I'll wait. But the thing is because of the surgery, is that it's actually brought me and my wife a lot closer. What? What? What'd you say? What? What? So it really has. Yeah. And it's a great thing, too, because I really don't consider myself handicapped, and a lot of other people don't either, but I just like to throw that around, is that it's great for driving, because when I'm driving, who's in the passenger seat? My favorite tax deduction, sitting right there. Hey, let's go to the mall. Yeah, I want to go home, too. I'm really tired. You know. Or she'll say, yeah, I ran into my ex. I'm like, sex? Yeah, all right, sex sounds great. Yeah, let's do sex. That's awesome. I love that. So, it was a long road for me. And then also, we have an 8-year-old son. And the thing is now that I realize that he's so much shorter that I have to put him on my good side. Because at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, he'll say, for breakfast, can I have ice cream, candy, and soda? And after twice of doing that, I realized that he would say that on my bad side, and I'm agreeing. I'm like, yeah, whatever you want. I come downstairs, and he's got ice cream, he's got soda, and he's got everything out there, and I can't say anything because he says, you said it was okay. You said it was okay. So we only have one son. And the thing is that we only have one son because my wife had a lot of DNCs. And you know what a DNC is, right? Do not come! Do not come! Do not come! So one day I'm out there and I'm cutting the grass and I'm riding around on the mower and I see the neighborhood kids over on the left-hand side over there and they're playing, brother and sister, and they're having a ball. And I'm sitting over there and I'm riding. I said, man, it'd be really nice if we could have another kid. And I thought, maybe we could adopt. So I come in, tell my wife, I said, I'd like to adopt. And she goes, if we have another kid, we can't afford to put 2 in private school. And then we can't do those vacations we like. And, we can't. It's going to be a big change in our life. So later that day, my son comes up to me and he says, I'd like to have a guinea pig. And I'm thinking, wow. We got him the guinea pig. So he's got that new friend now. And the thing is that we have multiple dogs at the house. And with all these dogs at the house now, we actually have 6 dogs. Yeah. 6 dogs. Because my wife shows dogs for a living. And the thing is that the dogs are all looking back and forth in the aquarium like that furry little burrito. And he's just going back and forth, and he's just dreading. So the thing is that with the dogs is when you go out to the backyard and now it's summertime and now it's time to cut the grass, is that our backyard is like mint chocolate chip ice cream without that minty fresh smell. But the real thing is the real treat is when you're out there with the weed whacker. And my friends are like, damn, your skin looks awesome. And I said, it's Labrador. It's fecal facial. So, but I want to tell you, everybody, I don't know if you're laughing because I really can't hear you. So the thing is that everybody's going to live tonight. So I want to thank you very much. Tim Longmire. Tim Longmire. I asked Tim. I actually asked him because we have a dog. My daughter convinced me to get a dog, and I've been asking for advice. But my dog is like an idiot. My dog, I love my dog. Here's the thing. Like we had her like on one of those leads, like the long leads that you then like you put it around the tree, and like every morning I put her out there and she would just spin around the tree, and then I would look out and then she'd just be like stuck with her head up against the tree. I'm in my pajamas, well, I'm nude. I don't want to have pajamas. And I'm just like yelling out the window, like counterclockwise. Just understand counterclockwise. I think we have to get her a watch. I think that would help if we got her. I don't know. She's hilarious. I love having a dog. I had to tell you, I was going to tell you. I did this competition. I did Purina pet competition. Which I know, people have no idea what it was. They thought I was actually going up against other animals. They're like, oh, that one dog was funny. If he had opposing thumbs, he could hold the mic, he would have won. But, this happens to me. Ever since I had a kid. You guys okay? Yeah, do you have dogs? Do you have dogs? Yeah. Oh, what kind? We have. Did you adopt or? Oh, yeah, rescue. Well, you didn't really rescue. You actually picked it up. You weren't like, coming in with like bandoleros. I'll save these dogs. You know what I mean? I know. I said rescue too. People were like, no, you asshole. You just drove over and picked it up. But that's. But I do. I would like that if it was like a rescue. You know what I mean? Like a hostage situation. You know what I mean? Like a VCR tape in the mail. If you don't pick up your puppy here, we don't drop. Just be hilarious. No cops or vacuums. You know what I mean? They're scared of vacuums. Our dogs, is it a mixed breed? Oh, really? Oh, fancy. But you have a purebred? I have no idea what our dog has a black tongue, which I think she might be a smoker. Or not, sure. All right, you guys ready to keep going? All right. You don't want to hear more about my ramblings about my dog? I took my dog, I don't know if I mentioned this, to Golden Corral. All right, let's welcome our first act with an umlaut in her name. Please welcome Mandy Slutsker. Mandy!
As you might have heard, my last name is Slutsker, and that definitely keeps life interesting. Things that, should be really simple suddenly become a fiasco. Take, for example, making a dinner reservation. Hello, do you have a table for 7? Yeah, the last name is Slutsker. It's S-L-U-T. No, not slut. No, slute. Like, it's a long U, like flute. That thing you hold up to your mouth and blow? When we arrived, our table was ready. Slut blow, party of 7. Slut blow. Are you here? Slut blow, party of 7. I'm like, oh. Mom's like, here. Having the name does have its perks. Like getting messages from college guys at 3 a.m. who Facebook slut. This is one of my personal favorites. This is real. Yo, baby. I was just chillin' and wanted to drop you a line. I checked out your pic and you was looking real fine. The only thing you gotta know is I treat a woman right, and I'll pick up the tab at the end of the night. I was looking for a good girl, but I'll take a slutsker. My mom's like, is he Jewish? Yeah, Not sure, Mom, but he was circumcised. So I have a pretty interesting family. My mom is Midwestern, and my dad is from Russia. So it's kind of like Carol Brady meets Vladimir Putin. And when we would have like family game nights where we would all play Monopoly, you know, my mom would always remind us, everyone's a winner. And my dad would be like, loser goes to Siberia. Yeah, so my dad, you know, being from the Soviet Union, is kind of, you know, doesn't like anything that even slightly resembles communism in his eyes, you know, like government-controlled utilities, Chief Justice Don Roberts, or waiting in a line around the block for a shitty little cupcake. Yeah, he calls it the Red Velvet Revolution. Just to piss him off, I named my pet hermit crabs Fidel and Raoul. They were the people's crabs. And, you know, one day, they actually had switched shells. So Fidel had taken Raoul's shell and Raoul had taken Fidel's shell. And did you guys know that hermit crabs actually, like, go from shell to shell? They kind of share things. Yeah, so I was like, Dad, isn't this so cool? He's like, I've heard this before. From each according to his need, from each according to his ability. Fucking pinkos. Who here had a pet growing up? Woo! You probably had a dog or a cat or something normal, right? No? What do you have? Hamster. Ooh, I had a couple hamsters. Well, the Slutskers don't do normal, as you can imagine. So we actually, when I was 6 years old, we got a pet rabbit. And it bit my brother one day, and we decided it had to go. And we were having this sort of family meeting. We were all sitting around. And my dad reminds us, he goes, you know, back in Russia, rabbit meat is delicacy. I'm like, Dad, you're going to make us eat fuzzy? Luckily, my mom, the voice of reason, chimed in. Don't be ridiculous. It's not kosher. Yeah. So, growing up in the Midwest, my parents didn't really swear or talk about anything racy. And in fact, I was sort of like thrust into sex education, learning from President Clinton. Yeah. I remember that whole cigar incident and being, like, really confused. Like, why did he use that? Like, does he not have a penis? So, you know, what every good middle schooler does, she asks her parents in the middle of dinner. So we were at dinner, and we're going around. My mom's like, how was everyone's day? And I couldn't hold it any longer. And I was like, Mom, Dad, like, why would the president stick a cigar in a woman's vagina? My mom's like, anyone want casserole? My dad, like, looks at her and he goes, well, Mandy, because he is a liberal. My mom's like, maybe he should join us for Slut Blow Party of 7. Thank you, that's my time tonight.
Mandy Slutsker. Mandy Slutblow. Mandy. All right, let's keep things going here. Let's welcome your next act. You guys ready, right? Yes! Let's welcome Andrew White. Andrew!
What is going on? So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like your stereotypical white guy. Like if I were cast in a corporate training video, I'd be that boss that sexually harasses all the employees. So I think it's kind of hypocritical how we handle nudity on TV. Like you can show a baby's butt in an ad for diapers, but there's absolutely no nudity in a commercial for Depends. Like, we kind of decided that, like, somewhere between children and adults, you can show nudity on TV. I guess we drew the line at, like, pubic hair, like this landing strip you cannot cross. So growing up, I had a little bit of a weight problem. I'm not afraid to admit it. And when you're young and chubby, life isn't exactly a picnic, except for the picnics. Those are awesome. And when I get a little bit too big for my britches, I'd go to Sears to get the new jeans. And they always had the same 3 sizes. They had slim fit, loose fit, and husky. Oh, husky. Husky isn't really a size. It's like one of those stamps they put on deli meat. Certified grade A husky. Like, what I didn't like is that the word husky is, like, so subtly insulting. Like, I guess I wasn't wearing Lee brand. They were Sara Lee. With each pair, you got a free bun cake. And that sticker down the leg, that was actually a recipe for snickerdoodles. Girls' clothing, I mean, they kind of have a little bit easier time, a little bit more polite. I mean, you've got, like, women's size or Mrs. Though I do like Mrs., like, it assumes you're married. Like, you've got to have a husband, let yourself go this much. But now it's 2012, we've kind of, like, refined our size convention. It's no longer slim, it's skinny. Which, I mean, I know these weren't for me, but you really have to call them skinny. Like, you could have just added "and popular" to really drive that point home. And they still have husky, but it's more common to call them, like, relaxed jeans, which still seems kind of mean to me. It's like, just relax. Your Cinnabon will be out shortly. So I think growing up that the worst hour of my life was that hour of health class followed by gym class. Like, I went from learning about pussy to being called one. And that health teacher, she was hot, wasn't she? Oldest, homeliest woman on the planet. Like, she always had the cleanest classroom because her nipples would dust the floor as she walked. Yeah, it's kind of gross. I think one of the reasons I didn't like PE was that we never really did anything cool. Like, we'd spend about 3 minutes on football, and then 9 semesters on square dancing. Like, I can't throw a spiral, but I can do a delightful do-si-do. I mean, honestly, I don't really need to learn how to square dance. I mean, I need to learn how to grind on a girl without getting an erection. Like, someone teach me how to do that. So square dancing, that was hard, but honestly the worst was the hula hoop contest. Because, man, hate to break it to you, but these hips, they do lie. And so one time I was actually out at recess, like, kind of practicing, and some of these 6th graders came up to me like, "Look at the husky kid trying to hula hoop." And like, "You can't hula hoop? You know what that means? If you can't hula hoop, that means you're not very good at sex." I'm 9. And I'll have you know, I make love at a 5th grade level. So we'd get to the contest, and some girl naturally would win. The girls that are really good, they could do it around their neck. You have a whole nother set of skills. Want to come to my house? I've got a Nintendo. All right, my name's Andrew White. Thanks for listening.
Andrew White. All righty, let's round it out here. You guys ready? Ready? The final act for this evening. Yes? That doesn't sound like the applause I would like for the final act for this evening. An awesome night of comedy. Let's welcome Lisa Bono!
other what they do for a living, don't they? And in the singles scene, you don't even need to ask a guy. All you have to do is listen closely to his pickup line. For instance, if he says, "Hey baby, what's your 5-year plan?" he works in politics. And if he asks for your biometric data instead of your phone number, he's probably a government contractor. But if he says, "Hey gorgeous, I'll be your individual mandate," it's probably Clarence Thomas. And you should not let him buy you a rum and Diet Coke. And I don't care what the Supreme Court said today, you should not let anyone use that line on you. As far as I'm concerned, it violates the Dating Commerce Clause. Is that dorky enough for you? Okay. But another way of getting a first impression of someone before you out with them is Googling them, right? There's nothing wrong with Googling somebody for a first date. In fact, who in the room tonight has done this? Who's looked up Really? Eric? You've never done that? Because your girlfriend's blog says otherwise. Just so you know. But I Google, and so... There's nothing wrong with a little pre-date Googling, especially if you met the person online. I mean, how else are you going to find out if you're about to get coffee with a neighborhood sex offender, a Republican, or a really slow runner? Seriously, those marathon results are online.
And so are real estate records and alumni newsletters with wedding photos.
Which is what I found when I Googled a guy recently that I was about to go out with and realized that he was divorced. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being divorced. But you should probably disclose it when you're going out with somebody new. And, just slip it into conversation. Sort of like, I should tell you, my JDate profile is a little out of date. I no longer have a dog. That bitch lives with my ex-wife now. But this guy did not do any of that, so I had to drop some big hints. I was like, so yeah, my favorite movies, Mrs. Doubtfire. Guilty Pleasure TV, Divorce Court. Don't you love that show? And I told him about a friend of mine who was separating from his wife and crashing on my couch. And, would you know what that's like? Nothing. So finally I sat him down and I said, look, I have to tell you something. I'm divorced. You know what? That jerk broke up with me. Said we didn't have enough in common. But another guy I went out with recently, got drunk on the first date, and that was not the no-no. He told me that he had a spreadsheet to help him keep all of his dates straight, and needless to say, he's not excelling in my database. Yeah, I know the punning probably didn't give me a very good score for him either, but that's what you get. And speaking of scoring, two of my friends who are here in the front row tonight recently set me up with someone. We had a great first date. He was a gentleman. He's a chef. We had a great conversation about vegetables. I mean that seriously, like I'm really into vegetables. And, but then I was talking to Sarah the next day, and I found out that, apparently I had really turned this guy on because after our date, he went home and banged some other chick. And I'm thinking, now this explains the Yelp reviews for his restaurant, which said that the entrees were a little rushed and the desserts got all the attention. Which is why I'm definitely happy to be all of your dessert tonight. Because I'm coming at the end of the show. Don't worry, I'm not going home with all of you. That is not enough time. But the worst date in my entire time in DC was a guy who showed up wearing a shirt that said, "You're retarded." Y-O-U-R. And I'm an editor, so I was more upset by the fact that he spelled your wrong than used the R word. So now I come with my own accessory to dates, just in case. You're not getting any. Thank you. Have a good night.
Lisa Bonos rounding out tonight's evening. Lisa Bonos. This is what I love about DC is the whole time she was doing her set and like working on it, I had to Google every one of her fucking premises. I'm like, I don't know, Clarence Thomas, didn't he play with Bruce Springsteen? I think he's a sax player. He's dead. No. You guys have a good time tonight. You were an awesome audience. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a good time. Give a round of applause for everybody on the show tonight. They're going to be hanging out. Let them know they did a great job. Thank you guys for coming out on behalf of the Improv. If you want information about the classes, DCimprov.com, and upcoming shows and all that kind of stuff. Again, thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend. Good night, everybody.